quickly. Apparently if you double click that button, it'll just open all the way up. I did not know that. Yep, they're dry. Alright, so we are dumping the last of the beans. So, like I said in the last video, we are done with first crop beans. Kinda. And what I mean by that is there's a couple fields that were not wheat fields, but they were planted mid-June. So we're going to harvest those with the double crops because they're still really moist. But looking here at our pipe ag system, I'm able to filter out basically how many bushels we've dumped into that bin over there. We've dumped 42 truckloads into that bin. So it's about full, that bin over there. And I'm kind of liking this. I've never used pipe ag that much in the combine. I just kind of glance at it from time to time. But the way we're doing this now, really liking the capability of it. Basically, we're tracking every pound in this system. It's real easy to, I guess, sort through, build summaries and stuff, and I don't know, really liking that. Plus, here at the grain bins, I can see how many pounds according to the grain cart went on each truck, and we're able to write that down here. Before, we always just guesstimated 1,000 bushel. Now we have an exact number. Should have a little bit more harder figures on what is in each bin this way. But anyways, get this truck dumped. We have 3 trucks to dump, plus a grain cart. Won't take long. Dad's blowing off the cloths. The Gleaner is still down. There is a tech on the way here to fix it. Hopefully it'll be up and going today. They were waiting on a gasket or something to get shipped in from Heston. But we are going to switch over the cloths to corn because we're done with beans. There's not a lot of places we can get by running 212 rows, but there are some. Like these cornfields right here by the bins. They're smaller cornfields, like the biggest one being 30 acres. A lot of 6-acre fields. 2 combines aren't going to be pulling out, you know, 3,000 bushel each in fields like that. So we'll definitely run 2 there and a couple other places. But for right now, it's going to be the main combine, so we need it. So I'm going to climb up to the top of this bin. According to our pipe ag system, we have 34,000 pounds in this bin, or 34,000 bushel, but I want to double check. Having beans pouring out of the top of that thing is not on my list of activities I'd like to see happen today. Oh, we're up there. Alright, so we can hold about 5 loads. We got 1 whole ring, each ring's about 5,000 bushel-ish. Large emphasis on the ish, but we can definitely hold the 3 trucks we have to dump. Now we'll write all that down here, and we'll put our test weight and our moisture in this app, and now it's all sorted digitally and hard paper copy, because we usually end up having to use that. It never fails. All the technology we have, we still always write things down because, well, not this system in particular, but at some point you'll need the paper. So all the beans have been dumped for the day. Now, while we're still waiting to get started, we're going to start transferring some grain. So, when corn goes out of our dryer over there, it goes into this middle bin right here. Yeah, right there. That's the only corn bin that we can put dry corn in from the dryer. This big bin right here is a corn bin, but unfortunately, our blower's not strong enough to reach it. So we have to transfer corn. That's what we're doing now. Alright, bin door's sealed up. Sounds like we got corn hitting the walls. This is the first corn going into this big bin here. You're late to work. Dad's still blowing this thing off. Shall be clean. Me, BJ, and Brad, we're going to move the semis down to the field. Kayla's going to pick us up in my truck. Dad's taking the combine down. Then we'll come back and grab the grain cart and take everybody's vehicles down there. And we'll see what we can get done. Hopefully we can get something done. So we're going to head down here to this large bottom field. split by a ditch. But basically there's 180 acres of corn down here. We've got a 22 acre field and like a 160 acre field. So probably just do that 22 acre field. This corn on this farm is going to the old grain facility. I predict it's wet, and we don't have a lot of wet storage capacity here. So we will probably load up the wet bin and then maybe move down the road to corn that goes to the other grain bins where we have plenty of wet storage. But with this old dryer up here, you got to keep feeding it. So might do that, you know, every couple mornings, come down here, get 4,000 or 5,000 bushel harvested, put up there in that facility, let the dryer run it out overnight. It's slow, but it's still better taking it to town and getting charged for drying. Because when you take a load of wet corn to town and they charge you to dry it, they charge you about 2.5 to 3 times more than it actually costs to dry it. I don't think Mrs. Brown knew that she was getting drafted into shuttle services. Hey, you don't eat for free. She came and ate lunch with the guys. We're putting her to work. If y'all missed last night's video, she ran the grain cart in it for the first time. I didn't even ask her to. I was shocked. Didn't spill any grain. Didn't tear anything up. Uber?
It'll be $90.
This isn't Washington, D.C.
This is a luxury vehicle.
Oh, you do have that right, because I'm in it. So before we get to running corn, yeah, I fell in a sinkhole. I did not fall though. Started to. Anyways, glad you got a. Before we get going, I need to climb up here to this holding bin. We still got some corn in here that we're gonna haul out. BJ's loading it now, and then we'll probably be all right to go. We got a issue with part of this dryer where it loads. We might check that out also. Got the sweep all dirty. Much better. So this bin here had a little bit of corn left in it, old corn. We cleaned it out, and that's what we're hauling in right now. It's actually still a little bit overhead, so I'm gonna pull this black semi over there. Brad just left with the red semi, and get this cleaned out first. I would love to be harvesting right now, but this is something we've been putting off, thinking we'd do it when we get rained out, and well, we've really not been rained out yet, so we're gonna do it now. I'm sure everybody else has a pile of rain day jobs that just hasn't happened from the lack of rain. Just talked to the boss man. He's told me to bring the moisture tester down, get a sample, see what kind of moisture we're reading, and then look who's taking us down. The birthday boy himself. How old are you today?
74.
I figured you'd lie about it a little bit.
Nope.
Oh.
Glad to be it. I'm still alive.
I never understood when people get angry on their birthday. They're gonna be dead.
I sure don't. No more I don't. That's for damn sure.
Says 13.9.
What's that driver?
Apparently my truck decided it needed to update itself. That's kind of scary and sketchy. Well, we need to take a truck down to Dad and BJ. They are going. It's a go, and it's even dry. We're out of air. So if this stuff's 13%, we'll be able to run a lot longer than I thought we would. I fully expected us to run 4 loads here and have to move to the other farm. But if it's, you know, below 16%, we'll be putting it directly into a bin and we could just go for a while. Makes it a lot easier. It's a lot cheaper to store. Not spending that money on that gas, but if this corn is 13%, which I struggle to believe that it's all that dry, We definitely lost yield by letting it get that dry. For one thing, it's going to shatter way worse than it normally would. And when I say shatter, I mean it's going to pull the ear onto the head. It's so dry, it's just going to shatter. Probably lose like an extra bushel per acre at that moisture, be my guess, just from shatter loss, or butt shelling, as we call it. Heck yeah, Brad's back, so that's a relief because we were behind turning out the bushels. BJ's got his middle baby boy, the teenager. That's probably the most BJ's seen him in about a month. Something about being too cool to hang out with dads when you're that age. I don't know. Just got the phone call. The Gleaner is resurrected. It is back to functioning. So we will go after it here soon. I don't know if we'll run it tonight, but we're at least gonna go get it. They said it is good to go, and hopefully finish out harvest with it. Another one bites the dust. Dust is already hanging in. We're doing corn out this dust here. So, it's a lot of dust. Look at them equalizers. They're equalizing. Let's walk out here and see how good of a job the cloth is doing. So again, there's probably a decent amount of head shatter, just because this is the same variety of corn. It's also pretty dry. He did say down there towards the river, which is about a mile that way, it is definitely wetter. He didn't say how wet, but there's not a lot of corn out here on the ground, which is a good thing. Let's check over here to see if he was blowing any corn out of the combine. So a little bit out here, maybe like one kernel or two, like every couple square feet. So that's good. Go ahead and check one of these ears here. This is Chem Solutions 1158, I believe, 115-day corn. Been a pretty good hybrid for us the last couple years. I don't think it's our best hybrid, but it's been in the top like 3 the last couple years, or last year maybe. Pretty good size ear. Test weight's been pretty decent today. All been about 58 to 59, which we've had better before, but for this year, that's been pretty good. Had a lot of light corn this year for some reason. But the fodder's really dead. You can see the tops are blowing out of this. I don't know, hopefully we don't have any strong winds, but it'll be what it'll be. Now, I think I heard Dad say he wants to load this truck, and then before it gets dark, we're gonna go down and get the Gleaner and bring it up here, or bring it to the other grain bins or something. So I don't know that we're gonna run super late tonight. I don't think we're gonna stay in this field either. I think we're going to move over to the other grain bins and do some of his patches for a couple reasons. But one, my house is in, the ground that my house is going to be in is a cornfield right now, and they're wanting to start on that here pretty soon, so I want to get that corn off there. And two, we also want to get the corn off where the shop is going to go, like all that field. We might get a witness. Dad corn his cat. Nope, he backed out early. I seen someone ask in a Facebook post, why do combine drivers always get cab corn? Well, usually when your 100% beacon goes off and tells you you're full, by the time that combine cleans all the corn out that's in the combine, you're usually overflowing. So it's very easy to do. So this field we side dressed with the Nutramax, and you can see some of the tracks on the ends. We haven't noticed it affecting yield much. It has to affect it a little bit. I don't know, I hate seeing it. Like, those weeds are there from tracks. But corn's been good, so we can't complain. But here you can see the entrance where we went through there. Or I went through there. So it looks like they're coming up out of the bottoms, so I'm gonna keep dumping trucks. Like I said, we're gonna go over and get that Gleaner combine tonight out of the field. Well, I think we are. Getting all of our fans cranked up here. Dad just got up here to the bins. Take him down to go get the Gleaner out of the woods. Because it broke down, well, kind of in the woods. The smell out here tonight almost smells like fresh cut hay. Smells good. Dad can't figure out where all the lights are. There you go. See if she's going to move. Oh, that's a good sign. It rolls. Hopefully it doesn't roll over the pickup. He's folding up right now. The Gleaner folds really slow compared to our cloths because the Gleaner, the hydraulic system you're using to run that fold on this head on the Gleaner is basically the hydraulic system that's meant to raise and lower the reel on your draper head. So it's a lot smaller hydraulic lines. They're physically smaller than the ones on the cloths. Kind of using them like they're not really meant to be used, but it does work, and it is faster than unhooking heads and toting header wagons around, but it's pretty slow. It takes a couple minutes. The cloth probably takes 30 seconds. Move this other combine out of the way, put the Gleaner in the hoop barn tonight, and we'll probably be using it tomorrow. Maybe even the cloths too. Oh, Dad is highballing. He is ready to go home. He is moving. So like Dad just pointed out, that combine broke down on Friday. This is Monday. So one business day and we're back up and going. So that's good. What'd that load test? 16 huh. Well folks, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching. Do us a favor, if you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. If you like what you're seeing, give us a subscribe. Leave us a comment and we'll see you tomorrow.